Well, as we called it, we are now going to be online for potentially the foreseeable future. So this class is going to operate a little differently than many of our other ones. Because we are hybrid, I do expect that we will probably do at least 1 or 2 live sessions between now and whenever we return to campus. I really do hope we return to campus. This is my last semester, and I was really hoping to be there a few more times because I really like you guys, and we were just getting in the swing of like having really great conversations about all of this. And there's still a lot to go over. That said, I think it's important that we understand how to turn this class into an online course, which means it will be converted to a module-based course. This course is offered online, so this isn't much of a transition. This is actually fairly easy for me to make into an online site or an online class. I've done it almost every other semester. Every other semester I put this class online, so it will be okay. But because we were in person and we did have hybrid, I did build it at the beginning differently. So there will be, like I said, 1 or 2 live sessions. That will likely be through Zoom or Google Hangouts. You are all required to attend just like attendance, and this way it's just like an in-person class. For those of you who weren't there on Thursday, we covered the idea of reflexivity and xenophobia and the concepts of what it means to be a citizen in a changing world. It had a lot to do with the pandemic that is now global, and what it means to be caring for the vulnerable, the people that are less fortunate than we are. That's going to be a big, obviously knowing the theme of this, the rest of the semester, that's going to be a big part of what we're going to be going over the next few weeks in terms of our First Amendment rights and what actions we could take as civic actors to be better humans, but also to be better civically engaged. Personally, I think it's very important for us to know this, be it, and act it. And then this is part of how we are as citizens of the United States for pretty much the rest of our living lives in a very obviously changing landscape. And I mean that very seriously. The next decade or so, maybe 2 decades, are obviously going to see a lot more of these events. Let's call them events. Unfortunately, with the changing of the environment, the way that pandemics appear or global scale problems occur is going to become more commonplace. And that is because climate change is going to upend infrastructure as it is. It's with different seasons, we're going to see different plants, mutations, problems. And what that means doesn't mean to panic and to freak out and think the world is ending, but rather, as Roy Scranton would say, is learn how to live because we know we're going to die. And I don't mean die as in from the pandemic, I mean mortality in life, it's general. And it means to learn to live and to help those around us live better as well. So a lot of what we're going to do in this class is encourage a more humanistic approach to civic activity and civic voices. I'm going to do my best to keep up weekly with videos. We have 5 weeks left, not including spring break. For spring break, you're only going to have to listen to the 1619 Project, the podcast. The first episode will be fine. I was going to assign you all 3 episodes, but just the first episode will actually be really good. If you do want to listen to further, I think it is actually really valuable to listen to, and there will be a response to that. After that, we're going to switch modes. I'm going to explain, we're going to go over protest in 2 weeks. And then the following week, we'll probably do a live session just to keep up with the themes. And this way we can have a conversation, like an actual back and forth, rather than an asynchronous setup, which is what we're doing right now, which is you watching me talk, and then you responding to it asynchronous at a different time. And so this will be kind of formatted that way. So we'll be in progress. The modules will be finished and developed by the end of spring break. Be patient, but also take your time during spring break and try to enjoy yourself. I know you're probably going to be isolated or self-quarantined or exiled or whatever it is, but try your best to think about life, be present, and see all the things that you do have that are really good for the way you live your life, and try to look out for those who need help as well. And we're going to get through, obviously, this isn't that big of a deal, but it is a big enough deal that we have to be patient with it and be caring. So it's important, okay? So we will continue to talk about this as the semester unfolds. And I put the vlogs online, the 3 of the 4 vlogs online. I explained those in class, but if you have any questions, obviously please email me. Those are still due. I'm gonna make them, I think they're still due at the end of March. Those won't be different than anything else, so you will have to do that. I'm actually gonna change the date to the first week in April, just for accommodations to the changing world that we're in. But please do your best to have it. So that will be due 2 weeks from Tuesday. Okay, those 2 of the 4 are due that day. Now you only have 3 online, but 2 of the 4 are due on that point. If you have any questions about it, you have to contact me as soon as possible, because you cannot wait till the last minute to make your vlogs. It is very, very difficult to do. They constitute 40% of your grade, because this civic engagement class is a gen ed. So it does require you to be a public speaker, and the way that we public speak is just like this very weird style of speaking to a device, not public, but it is publicly speaking, and it is potentially embarrassing if your parents walk in. My setup, I'm isolated, nobody's home right now except my dog, and he has known that I've done this for years, so he doesn't mind. But it is still me publicly speaking. I'm speaking in public, although in my house. You know what I'm saying. So we will do our best to make sure that the projects are finished and everything gets done, and lessons will be delivered in this format going forward until we return to campus, which I hope is sooner than later. All right, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your spring break, and when we get back from spring break, the modules will be fully online and the class will be formatted for an online asynchronous course with live sessions. So until then, be safe and be healthy.